this is just getting crazy and crazier. So we all know that they unveiled and they showed the images of the SEX workers that Puffy and Cassie was actually dealing with. And a lot of them was well-known people that was known throughout New York City. And one of these guys was the Punisher, right? A guy named the Punisher that they used to order, and he would come over, and handle his business with Cassie. Well, the guy Amani from the Joe Budden show, he knows him because he says that he used to play basketball with him, and he used to actually do a show at one of the clubs. I think on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or something. So he's well known, and he was on Joe Budden saying this.
Instances he spoke about, or you think that was just one day?
No, I think that was a one session price, and they just did a bunch of sessions.
Is that the ugly white guy, the bulky one?
I'm not sure. No, this is a black dude from New York, and he used to play actually street ball on West Fourth and all that. Like he
said that quick.
Life
nice guy.
Life will take you.
You know a lot about him.
You see him, right?
Yeah, you know a lot about
nigga.
You know a lot about research.
You did the research. You know where he hooped at?
First off,
the ugly one, no.
First off, the reason why I know about him, is because one of the popular clubs in New York, he throws a night there. Like he would throw nights
How you
for other people in the business, right?
It's punishing shit. Hey yo, y'all can do your research, or you cannot do your research.
We wouldn't do that.
We don't do it.
That's what we say.
So this guy, the Punisher, he's blowing up. And I'm sure his phone has been ringing off the hook even more now that he's got the exposure from dealing with Diddy and Cassie. There's going to be a lot of freaky women, right? Curious women, because he goes by the moniker, the name, the Punisher. There's going to be a lot of women that's going to want to be punished, right? So his phone, I'm sure, is off the hook right now. But the Paul's King himself, Cameron wanted to interview this guy because he wanted to get the tea on what was going on. Like all this stuff is crazy. I don't even like using that word, the damn tea. But he wanted to find out what actually went on with the exploits with Cassie and Diddy. So he interviewed this guy, the Punisher, and it went like this.
I also seen that you say when you and her were doing what you guys were doing, he would be pacing back and forth with a bottle of Astroglide.
Yeah, man. Every time, it was obviously something he was into in terms of visually watching this. So
what was being done with the Astroglide though? Paul?
I guess he's using it as lubricant to beat off. You know what I'm saying? That was, he's pleasuring himself during the action. So I'm obviously he's using that for lube.
Do you consider Puff a cuckold?
Yeah, I mean the whole time that's what I thought it was.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was.
It's because you keep using the word voyeur. This is cuckold activity.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, we're gonna step it up to cuckold.
Yeah. So I'm saying voyeur because that's what she said to me.
Right.
Like when I came in.
You know why? Because they down. You know why? Because voyeur don't seem as bad as cuckold. So they downplay it with the I'm just a voyeur. Nah, you was an official cuckold, nigga. Because voyeur can mean you watching anybody, not your girl. Cuckold is when your girl is in play. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's sound cuckoldish, man. Did you go raw ever?
Yo, bro, yeah, for real, bro. That same day when he threw the stack of hundreds,
right?
Like we were on the bed and I started out, I'm eating a box, right? And after you would tell it was like some excitement, some connection. So when I pop up, she's scooting towards me for the penetration, and she kind of looked at him. And he was like, yo, go ahead, have a good time. And I was wild reckless. I just, it was what it was.
So it's only one time you went raw, you repeatedly went.
That was, let's say that was the fourth time, and then it was every time to the last time.
When he gave y'all the permission to go raw the first time, right? Because you said it continued after that. Once you started going raw repetitively, did he give you instructions where you had the nut at or you came in her?
Yeah, so I didn't get the instructions from him, but it was instructions from her, like specifically. Every time I nutted, I had to nut in or around the outside of her box. Like, so on her clit, on the lips, everything, and to that degree. on the outside of her vagina. And that was clockwork. It had to be done like that every single time. And actually, it was kind of mandatory. Like the session could not be over unless I nutted, and I had to nut on the outside of her vagina. Like,
you couldn't leave until that happened?
Yeah, that was like mandatory. It was like,
So
it that gotta happen for the session to be over.
And those instructions that she gave you, they came from him, or they was from both of them, or just her?
I mean, like I said, I only ever spoke to her, so the instructions came from her.
How was?
I mean, bro, even if it was fire,
bro, what's the family? Let's stop the political shit. We was Harlem time, my nigga. You 39th Street and 40th was the my nigga.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I couldn't get there, bro.
Okay.
Like, I got a dude pacing back and forth, beating his joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My peripherals, my spider senses is wilding. You know what I'm saying? And especially when I found out it was Puff. When I found out it was Puff, it got all the way worse, because if you grew up in Harlem, if you grew up in that era, I can't validate it, but everybody knows there's rumors, right? There's rumors that he could be, interested in dudes. So the whole time I'm semi-paranoid.
Now I know Cameron could be real silly and goofy, but this is not an interview that I thought Cameron would do. But I know that Cameron is catering to an audience, right? And he has the show Talk with Flea that's separate from the Cameron and Mace, the show he got with Cameron and Mace. So he brings this guy on and he asks him a lot of funny questions. But one question that he also asked was with 50 Cent's ex, his baby mom. And he asked, well, since you was clapping everything else that was moving in the room other than Diddy, did you get at Daphne? 50 Cent's ex. And, it went like this.
One more question before they ask you a couple questions. We hear about 50's baby mom, Daphne, being involved in some of these things. Did you ever fuck Daphne, 50 Cent's baby mother?
Nah, every time I was called or involved in any way, it was only Cassie specifically.
All right, cool, man.
And listen, that was a crazy question, because we know how petty 50 Cent could be. We know 50 Cent is the ultimate troll, but we also know that 50 Cent and Cameron are cool. So, I mean, I can imagine, when you interview the Punisher, ask him, was he punishing? Was he boat racing my baby mom Daphne too, just to make sure she wasn't getting peed on while she was with me, right? So this thing gets crazy, right? We know that Young Miami model Daphne, all of them is accused of being in a lawsuit with Diddy as SCX workers and paid services. So it says, hey, I'm an entertainer. What you do for a living, baby? Stop lying, you little blank worker, right? So this is 50 Cent. This is 50 Cent, right? Trolling his baby mom. I didn't know you was a blank worker, you little blank worker. This blank is a movie, right? Then he goes, well, here come the BS. Don't kiss my boy PP. Don't kiss my boy PP mouth. So 50 is just trolling her. He had a baby by, he's saying that he's upset he had a baby by a SCX worker. Well, he should have did his homework to find out, what was going on with that situation, man. But this whole stuff is crazy. But I'm sure this dude is making a whole lot more money, because there's going to be a whole lot of freaky women out here, a whole lot of wives out here that when their husbands is at work or out of town, they're going to want to get punished by the Punisher. So this thing is growing legs. As more of this story come out, man, we'll talk more about it. But on Talk with Flea, Cameron interviewed the Punisher, and he gave his play-by-play detail of all the sexual exploits of Diddy. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Hit that like button. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.